All right, AJ, I want to start with DeAndre Liggins. Bron told me out there on the floor he deserves the game ball. What did you see out of him?
Well, he stayed ready. He's an individual that there's a hunger in his eye. We always joke and say that there's a pit bull off its chain. Because that's the way he plays. He tries to pick people up full court. He's got a grittiness about him. There's a competitiveness about him that I think not that we've been lacking, but we needed that kind of surge tonight.
And you can do that almost any night, but to come into a game as such tonight, how big was that?
Well, it's huge, but you got to understand this is he's a Kentucky kid, University of Kentucky. He's been in the league for a few years. He's a South Side Chicago guy. There's a lot of things about him that just he's in this spot because of his competitiveness. So he's kind of a quiet kid, but the minute he gets into a game, it's just pure competitiveness. We had him guarding Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan. We had him guarding pretty much everybody just because we needed that with Swish going out, and then obviously the foul trouble in the first half.
What was it about yesterday's practice that really set in with this team?
Well, we had been shooting the ball so well, and it had probably been covering up a bunch of our defensive mistakes. It had been covering up some of the game plan errors that we were making. So once we kind of came down a little bit, or we didn't shoot the ball as well as we possibly can, then all of a sudden you start to see those defensive mistakes. You start to have a little bit less energy. And yesterday's practice was just an energy practice. It was just, okay, the way that the NBA is scheduled now, you have a lot less back-to-backs, but it also means you have a lot less time to practice. So, there are times where you can kind of get into a little bit of a funk, and I think we were in one.
When it comes to consistency and piling up wins, how do you carry this momentum into New York?
Well, the Knicks are playing well. They're playing. We played in the first game of the season, which for anybody is probably not the best time to play. Any team, especially a team that's been together like we have, and they had a bunch of new guys. But they're starting to get into their rhythm. Porzingis is playing well. Carmelo is playing well. Other guys are contributing. They're starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm. So, our job, especially being shorthanded without Swish and not knowing what his deal is, our job is just to continue this hard fight. This hard fought kind of grittiness about us.
As Fred mentioned on the broadcast, you're now 8 of 11 from 3. How are you feeling rhythm-wise?
I'm just glad that one of them, was during a win. I think the 8
and
of them.
A crucial part of the game.
Yeah. Channing didn't want to shoot one with 1 second to go, so he threw it to me. So I always appreciate those high percentage looks that I get. But no, it's about confidence. I didn't shoot. I kind of started the ball well, the first 5 games, and the rest of the month, was still trying to, get into a bit of a rhythm. And, the last few games I've been shooting the ball well. Unfortunately, it hasn't really, turned into victories. But I'm glad that I was able to, hit a shot in a crucial point, in a victory tonight.
All right, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
It's early. It was only 3 games. But were you guys at the point where you needed a win to feel good again? Just to get back in a winning habit?
Yeah, definitely. We didn't feel like we started off the road trip well, naturally with a loss, and in a fashion where we didn't play our game, and we hadn't played our game really in a couple of games prior to that. So we felt like we got back on track tonight. We beat a good team away from home that plays well here. And now we just have to take tomorrow, get better, watch film, whatever we're going to do on the floor, and be ready to go against the Knicks.
When LeBron says that the honeymoon was over after the last game, what did you guys think about that comment? Going into tonight's game, do you feel like you had to step up and sort of squash that?
I can't believe he would say that. No, he's absolutely right. We, and I think more than anything, whether it's him or Ty Lue or what we see on film, we just need to play harder. We felt like we did that tonight, and we responded. We knew what we had to do. We came in and we did it, and like I said, we just have to channel that and keep that going.
Yesterday's film session seemed to be a little bit different than a normal film session. Between that and the practice, how much did that contribute to the improvement today? It just seemed like yesterday was just a little bit different than normal.
Yeah, it was. I wouldn't say it was chippy, but it was just very focused. We got a lot done. I think we went too long, but we got a lot done. It was very competitive. And in the film session, the film doesn't lie. You can see exactly, what's going wrong and, kind of what we're capable of when we do well, and then you can see where some of our rotations or some of our effort or getting back on defense, just little things and setting screens, whatever it is, letting guys duck in. You see that all on film. So I think we were able to clean a lot of that up tonight, and I think that showed in our effort.